Okay.
So, welcome to a fan episode of Unleashed, a true crime podcast.
Okay.
Where we take the craziest true crime stories and tell them to our guests. Today I have with me my dad, who works for AWS. He's pretty smart, so I expect him to be asking all the good questions. Hope maybe even some I don't have an answer for. Although I think I researched this one pretty well.
Okay.
Okay, so our story today starts at a Renaissance fair. Now, in theory, this Renaissance fair is pretty strict with historical accuracy, but it's kind of hard to enforce that with so many people coming.
Yeah, that tracks.
Now,
Where was it?
it was in this town. I don't really remember.
Was it in the north, in the south?
It was
in the
down
US.
south. Yeah, it's in the U.S. and it's down south.
Oh, okay. It's hot, sweaty, and miserable.
I mean, it's kind of in winter time, so normal temperatures.
Oh, that's convenient. Okay.
So one of the owners, Amanda, they were pretty mad about all the historical inaccuracies. They wanted their fair to be. They didn't like all the pirates coming.
Oh, they wanted it to be limited to just
knights and princesses and that kind of stuff.
Okay. There weren't that many knights and princesses, so she really wanted accuracy. I would assume she'd want everyone coming as peasants and
Yeah, but that's not
slots.
fun.
Oh, okay. Fun accuracy.
Although the other owner, whose name was Gil.
Wait, what was the owner's name?
Amanda.
Amanda and Gil?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other owner, Gil, didn't really care about all the pirates. He just wanted to make money.
Okay.
And more people means more money. This group of 5 teenagers, they're going to be important later, but not super important now, show up at the fair and they notice some policemen around. So I just remembered some really funny details about it.
About the policemen?
No, about the teenagers. They kept making jokes in the police reports, and that they really thought they were funny, but they weren't.
Okay.
And so they decided to. So if you see me giggling to myself, it's because of
those jokes.
Because So the teenagers, they notice some policemen. And they decide to ask the policeman what's going on, and the police explain that one of the fairgoers, just as a pirate, has been attacked and is unconscious. And they can't wake up. Can you?
Are you getting stuck?
No.
Okay.
And so the fairgoer was actually dressed as a pirate. So immediately we have a few suspects because a lot of the Renaissance fair workers they weren't a fan of all the pirates. So lots of suspects immediately.
Just because they didn't like pirates?
I mean motive.
And this victim was
dressed as a pirate.
And what happened to him?
They were attacked and knocked unconscious. So maybe one of the workers was mentally unstable and pissed at all the pirates.
Well, that's a wild path to take out of the blue. The 5 teenagers found them?
No, 5 teenagers found the police who'd found it. And
they just came across the police as they were trying to rouse this poor pirate?
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently there was one witness to attack, this pirate's girlfriend. But the police thought that she was insane, possibly she got drunk. Maybe they both got drunk, and that's why one of them fell unconscious. But the woman says that they were attacked by a gnome, those garden gnomes.
Yeah.
So probably drunk.
What size gnome though?
Around person-sized, I guess. I don't know how you would be attacked by anything smaller.
Not gnome sized, then just
gnome proportions.
Okay, all right.
Maybe half. He was
Attack
pretty
with
short.
What? Bare knuckles?
Yeah, he punched him unconscious.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty tough.
Okay.
So the kids decide to go about their day at the fair. Now these kids are going to be important later, but let's switch back to the police. The police find 2 more unconscious men, both dressed as pirates. Now, the owners are also there because the police decided to get them out and take a look at what was going on because it's their fair.
Gil and
Amanda. Gil is pretty concerned that all these attacks might damage the business and cause people to...
There's been more than one?
Yeah, 3 so far.
Huh? Okay. 3 pirates?
Yes.
Okay.
Gil was pretty concerned that this might damage the business, but Amanda says that it's fine because it's just pirates and no one really cares about those guys.
Doesn't seem like good financial sense on Amanda's part.
No, it's not, but she comes from money, so she doesn't really need to worry about that.
Okay.
So now one of the police, they notice that one of the pirates is clutching an earring. And the police think that maybe the gnome had that earring, and in the scuffle, the pirates somehow grabbed it.
Okay.
So, anyway, they decide to load him into an ambulance and send him to the hospital to run some tests. See why they aren't waking up. And then more attacks occur, and more people get knocked out. And they run out of room at the hospital, so they have to start storing these people in this movie theater that's closed.
How many are we talking?
I mean, this is a small town, but this is a really big event, so lots of out-of-towners are coming. That's why they don't close it down, because this small town, it needs all the tourism money it can get.
Okay. All right.
And that's why the movie theater is closed down, because the town used to be bigger, but a lot of people... It shrunk over time, so there wasn't enough people to make running a movie theater profitable.
Okay.
So the tests come back, and apparently these people have jellyfish toxin in their systems, and that's why they won't wake up. But it shouldn't be lethal. They should wake up, coincidentally, like, the day after the fair ends.
So the fair's over, and they'll wake up. Okay.
Now, there are only 2 pirates left.
Jellyfish toxins can take someone out for days?
Well, I mean, if you put a lot of it in.
Okay.
It's some pretty potent stuff.
Okay.
It was like a type of box jellyfish, I think.
Was it injected or ingested?
I didn't really see. Although, I find the image of a gnome, like, force-feeding him. It was probably injected or something.
Okay.
Or maybe, like, it applied through a cream.
Was the gnome spotted at every one of these attacks? No. Or even half of them?
No. Just the first one. It was the only one with witnesses.
Okay.
Now, there are only 2 pirates left, and we don't even know it's a gnome. The woman might just be traumatized from seeing a man walk up and, like, punch out her boyfriend and inject him with some weird stuff.
Oh, she saw him inject?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
was speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are only 2 pirates left at the fair who have yet to be attacked, and they're part of that group of 5 teenagers from earlier, which is why I said they'd be important later and focused them on them at the start.
Okay.
So the police track them down and ask them to be bait, which I mean, kind of bad job on the police part. That's putting kids in danger. But
were all 3 were the
2 of the kids were pirates. The rest were a knight, a princess, and someone who didn't want to dress up.
And so all 5 of them are still...
All 5 of them are still there.
But they've hung together, so no one's been able to attack them individually.
Okay. And the police ask him to help them out, and the 2 pirate kids say yes, but only if their 3 friends can watch the investigation, because they think it's going to be pretty cool.
Okay.
And so while preparing to catch the criminal, one of the pirate kids wanders off to grab some snacks and gets attacked. But instead of just leaving him on the ground knocked out, like this criminal did before, he kidnapped him.
Okay, so now he goes missing.
Mm-hmm. And so now all the other kids, they're like pissed and they're locked in, and they really want to save their friend.
Okay.
And so the other pirate, they pretend to have him wander off while the police hide in the bushes nearby.
A sting operation.
And a gnome drops down from the treetops. And apparently the woman from earlier was telling the truth. It's a gnome. And the gnome, he tries to attack the pirate, but then the police pop out of the bushes. So the gnome runs away. And he's pretty athletic. But one of the kids who was watching on the sideline, he's like football player type build. manages to tackle the gnome, and the police catch up, and they have him surrounded. And do you want to, like, guess who it is?
Who the gnome is?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's fun.
It's Gil.
Why do you think that? Gil is totally okay with that. He's concerned about the attacks. He was okay with pirates. What? Yes, it's Gil.
You want to know why?
Why?
You said there was a twist.
Oh. Yeah.
He was the only one you tried to steer suspicion away from.
You see, Gil secretly hated pirates just as much as Amanda.
Of course he did.
And decided to get rid of all the pirates at the Renaissance Fair by dressing up as a gnome and attacking them to scare them off. He used the jellyfish toxin to keep them unconscious, to make all the pirates he missed scared and run away because they think it might happen to them.
Yeah.
And do you want to know the craziest part?
What's the craziest part?
Well, when Gil was being taken away, he said, and I quote, "I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids." That's right, this is Unleashed, a false crime podcast where we tell our guests true crime stories that are actually just episodes of Scooby-Doo.
I wondered where you got all these details and stuff from. Delightful. Okay, should we stop the recording?
Yeah.